Hey everyone, Larry Chen here. We are in downtown LA doing this really special shoot that I'm very excited about. My friends from Gran Turismo reached out because they came out with a Spec 2 update for Gran Turismo 7 that includes a lot of new cars, including this Lexus LFA. I'm actually taking this real life car and taking it to these real life locations in downtown, and I'm actually gonna get in game in Scapes, and I'm gonna recreate the same shots that I shot with my cell phone. We're here on the 4th Street Bridge. This is a pretty iconic location for all things car culture here in LA. And what I'll do is I'll just position it here in this turn lane. That way we can just get a couple different shots. The actual Scapes shot is at night, so this is the perfect setting for this. It's the next day. We are in my workshop, and this is my actual Gran Turismo 7 setup. Normally, it doesn't actually live in my workshop. This is actually in my bedroom because before I go to sleep every single night, I just play a couple minutes. Even if it's just going to the Nürburgring or going to Laguna Seca just for a couple laps, it's my way of escaping. And I play Gran Turismo 7 completely in virtual reality, in VR. I have the PSVR 2. I've actually never played the game on a monitor. I actually started playing Gran Turismo from the very first one, and it's always just been such a big part of my life. I've learned about so much in car culture, the different cars, the different vehicles that weren't available in the US. All these crazy cars that I could just not even imagine owning. I can play them and I can drive them every single night. Gran Turismo 7 Spec 2 is a free download for anybody who has Gran Turismo 7. It comes with a bunch of new features, including 7 new cars, a brand new snow track, and you can play 4-player split screen. I recreated a couple photos of my Toyota Supra in Gran Turismo, but I did it unknowingly. I actually went to shoot some photos of my Supra just around LA, around Southern California, and they just happened to have the actual Scapes locations in the game. This time, we were tasked with actually using a specific car that's in the Spec 2 update. This one in particular, of course, is the red LFA, which looks absolutely incredible. I've actually never seen a red one. I've only seen the white and yellow one, so I was really stoked to shoot the red one for the very first time. We're gonna get into the Scapes mode, and we're gonna do something that is gonna be different from what I've done before. We'll go ahead and start with the lower Grand area first. This is so neat because as soon as you click on it, it tells you a little bit about the location. You go ahead, click the LFA, you choose the car, and now you can start placing it. After you've placed the car, you just go into camera mode, and this is where Gran Turismo Scapes really shines. This is not just a way to take screenshots in-game when you're actually racing, when you're actually in the campaigns. This is its own separate, complete different part of the game that allows you to become a car photographer. All of the settings relate to real world settings when you're actually using a real camera. You can change aperture, you can change the focus, shutter speed, change the color temperature like you're shooting in RAW in real life. You can do panning shots, you can turn the wheel, turn on the lights. It's legitimately like you're in these crazy locations. While it's cool to be able to shoot Gran Lower in real life and also in-game, what's really amazing are all the locations that you can go to that you can never go to in real life practically, especially if it's on a rooftop or if it's on a sidewalk or if it's just a place that you can't actually fit a car, but you can just dream about a car being there. And that's the beauty about shooting with Scapes. So what I've gone ahead and done is I actually loaded my shots from my cell phone onto my laptop, and I did have a chance to kind of play with the photo a little bit to get it to what I think it should look like and what it actually looked like to me in real life. I just had a bit of a reference photo of what the Scapes photo looked like, so at least I can kind of match it up. This might actually have been pretty much the exact location where the Scapes reference shot was taken. So I'm gonna go ahead, place the car, and then I can turn on headlights. We can turn the brake lights on or off and go into the camera mode, which will allow me to change the f-stop, shutter speed, all that. So in order for me to mimic the cell phone, everything's in focus. So I'm gonna go ahead, put it on f32. Honestly, it's pretty close already. The last thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go to the effects tab, and this will allow me to change the color temperature, which is great because I can actually match it to my photo. The point of this is for me to show how photorealistic Gran Turismo 7 actually is. The fact that this car doesn't actually exist and you can move it around and make it an action shot, you could do all this stuff, turn the lights on and off, is so cool. It's cheating. Being able to shoot pretty much anywhere in the world in all these different locations is just so cool. It's a dream, and I wish I had this when I was just starting in photography. For Gran Lower, I actually went to the second floor and I shot from street level down below. It's so crazy. I cannot believe how close it is already. I didn't even place the car. The car just appeared here. And honestly, I just have to move it just a little bit because I specifically wanted to cover this arrow. I cannot believe how similar this is already. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the picture. This is even closer than the previous image. There's just a couple little differences. Of course, there's more cars parked in Scapes, but that's okay. It's crazy how close it is. For this next location, we actually shot on East 4th Street, which is a very iconic and famous bridge in Los Angeles car culture. I've shot on this bridge so many times. I love doing rolling shots on here. I'm gonna go ahead and place the car again. Let's see how close we can get it on this photo. So this photo, I did go ahead and edit it to my best abilities to what I thought it actually looked like last night. All right, I think I got it as close as I want it. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot. Without spending hours and hours on this, honestly, it just blows me away how close it is. I'm happy with how it came out. Again, the sky is a little different because it was cloudy, but it's just crazy to me how close this came out. This next location is also on the 4th Street Bridge, but unfortunately it was a different time of day. I did still shoot a photo in real life, but to play with it, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to do a fake motion blur shot. So this is one of my favorite features of GT Scapes. You can place the car, you can make it look like it's drifting, you can make it look like it's going really fast. This one, we'll just do a rolling shot. What I could do is I'll place it, I wouldn't say exactly how I have it, when I actually shot it last night, but I'll just place it one lane over, and then I'll go ahead and apply the effect to it. So I'm happy with the placement. I'll put the shutter speed to like 30th of a second. Aperture, this is the cool thing. You can shoot like a F impossible lens that doesn't actually exist. This is a 39 millimeter, but I'll go ahead and shoot it, I don't know, F2 to get a little bit of background blur. It's focused. I'm gonna shoot the photo and see how this comes out. That is just so ridiculous. It's so crazy because this looks like something I would have shot. Everything about it, just the reflection on the vehicle, the glossiness of the paint, the movement of the wheels. It just looks so good. This is exactly what something would look like if I shot it. I had neutral density filters on. It was this time of day, and I was maybe riding on the scooter on the sidewalk here while I was taking pictures. It just looks so cool. I know it's not exactly like the photo that we took, but this is kind of an inspiration of that. Now that we got something that looks pretty realistic, I actually want to push the limits of this. That's the beauty of Scapes. You can shoot at F impossible, but also impossible shutter speeds. I know for a fact when I'm shooting at 1/5 of a second, I would say if I shot 1,000 pictures, maybe 2 of them will come out. So I'm gonna go ahead and bump the shutter speed all the way down to 1/4 of a second. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'll actually turn the car around. And then this way, it's a shot of the car coming towards us at extremely slow shutter speed. Maybe travel speed a little lower so we have a better chance. That looks great. Honestly, that is so cool. It looks like it's going 100 miles an hour, which it's not. It's so crazy. If I was on the bridge last night and the LFA was going back and forth, and I was actually trying to get this shot, I probably would not be able to get the shot because this is pretty much an impossible shot. But I think it looks super cool. It actually doesn't look that bad. It looks very realistic. I'm gonna go ahead and save that. Forget about the rest of the game. Just this alone, you can spend hours playing with it, with any car you want, with the car that you've built, with something that you wish to own or that you own already. You can shoot it in-game, anywhere, all over the world, and that's what I love about Gran Turismo Scapes.